Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Wellness with Rachna. I hope you have subscribed to my channel, and if not, please do subscribe. Today we will be talking about, as you can see, about ASEAN. What is ASEAN? The full form of ASEAN is the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. It is a regional organization that brings together disparate neighbors to address economic and security issues. This group was formed on 8th August 1967. It has members as Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore and Thailand. These are the 5 founding members, founding fathers of ASEAN. It was formed in Bangkok, Thailand, when ASEAN Declaration or Bangkok Declaration was signed. It is a regional grouping that aims to promote economic and security cooperation among its 10 members. Its members are Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. ASEAN countries have a total population of 662 million people and a combined gross domestic product of $3.2 trillion. The group has played a central role in Asian economic integration, joining negotiations to form the world's largest free trade agreement, and the group has signed 6 free trade deals with other economies in the region. ASEAN is headed by a chair, a position that rotates annually among leaders of member states and is assisted by a secretariat which is based in Jakarta, Indonesia. Important decisions are usually reached through consultation and consensus, guided by the principles of non-interference in internal affairs and peaceful resolution of conflicts. However, critics see this way of working as drawback of the organization. You can see here that Indonesia has the chairmanship of ASEAN this year. ASEAN has a logo also, and its logo has a meaning too. But before that, I would like to tell you briefly that ASEAN, which was formed in 1967, was formed with the intent of associating the countries which were situated in Southeast Asia. You see in this slide the meaning of the ASEAN emblem. The circle denotes ASEAN unity. The blue part of the circle denotes peace and stability. White part denotes purity. Yellow denotes prosperity. Red denotes courage. And the last, the center, which is stacks of paddy, which shows the prosperity and the unity, integrity of the ASEAN states. In this slide, you can see the flags of the member states and also how they are situated in Southeast Asia. All these countries are India's neighbors. Again, here you see the member states in the political map of the world. Let me tell you that membership of ASEAN doubled by the end of the 1990s. The resolution of Cambodia's civil war in 1991, the end of the Cold War, and the normalization of relations between the United States and Vietnam in 1995 brought relative peace to mainland Southeast Asia, paving the way for more states to join ASEAN. And Brunei was added in 1984, Vietnam in 1995, Laos and Myanmar in 1997, and Cambodia in 1999. And with this, the group started to launch initiatives to boost regional cooperation. I hope you remember that this was the time, that is 1984, when SAARC was also formed, South Asian Regional Cooperation, which included India mainly, and of course Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, all these countries, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Maldives, 8 countries joined SAARC. So ASEAN launched initiatives to boost regional cooperation, and one example is the members signed a treaty in 1995 to refrain from developing, acquiring or possessing nuclear weapons. Timor-Leste is the latest country to join ASEAN after the country applied for membership in 2011. The group granted it observer status in 2022, and it is on track for full membership by 2025. India is still in the state of observer status, though India eagerly wants to join ASEAN, and China is also a part of it. It has also the status of observer, though China plays an important role in ASEAN in the sense that China has been interfering in ASEAN countries' matters by extending its influence in South China Sea, the part of the Pacific Ocean which China claims to be South China Sea. So, in 1997, ASEAN faced a crisis when Asian financial crisis, which started in Thailand, it pushed ASEAN members to further integrate their economies. And at this time, Chiang Mai initiative was taken. It was a currency swap arrangement initiated in 2000 among ASEAN members. Along with them, China, Japan and South Korea also joined, and this initiative was taken, Chiang Mai initiative was taken to provide financial support to one another and fight currency speculation. In 2007, The 10 members adopted the ASEAN Charter. It is a constitutional document that provided the grouping with legal status and an institutional framework. This charter enshrines core principles and delineates requirements for membership. The charter laid out a blueprint for a community made up of 3 branches: the ASEAN Economic Community, that is AEC, the ASEAN Political Security Community, that is APSC, and the ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community. As you can see in this slide, that ASEAN countries have a total population of 162 million people and a combined gross domestic product of $3.2 million. And the group has played a central role in Asian economic integration through the various initiatives which I have already mentioned to you. Singapore and Vietnam, these are among the world's most religiously diverse countries, and they are also member of ASEAN. Then if we look at other ASEAN countries, then we see that they are totally different from each other. There is too much of diversity amongst member states. Like Cambodia is a Buddhist majority country, while Indonesia is Muslim majority country. ASEAN's geography includes archipelagos and continental land masses with low plains and mountainous terrain. In this slide, you see how ASEAN works. ASEAN is headed by a chair, a position that rotates annually among leaders of member states, and is assisted by a secretariat which is of course based in Jakarta, Indonesia. Important decisions are reached through consensus and consultation. So it is guided by the principles of non-interference in internal affairs of each other of member states. They do not they refrain from interference in each other's internal affairs, and they also believe in peaceful resolution of conflicts. Many experts see this as a drawback, as a weakness for ASEAN, and whatever they may say, ASEAN has prospered as a regional grouping, and while if we compare it with SAARC, then we see that while SAARC has not been able to play a significant role in South Asia because of bilateral issues among its members, ASEAN has been a successful regional cooperation and organization. You can see ASEAN's diversity in this slide. There are various countries and their population. See, while Cambodia has population of 16.7 million, Indonesia has the largest population of 273.5 million. Laos has the population of 7.3 million. Singapore has 5.7 million. I think Singapore has the lowest population amongst ASEAN states. Then look at the GDP. If you look at Singapore's GDP, then it is $340 billion, which is very high. Then of course we have GDP per capita. Again, Singapore has fared so well here. This data is of 2020, The source is World Bank, and I have taken this table from the website of Council of Foreign Relations. So the country which are members of ASEAN, they are quite diverse from each other. In fact, their political systems also are different. The members' political systems include flawed democracies, authoritarian states, and hybrid regimes. The past decade has seen some democratic governments, like some semi-democratic governments, like Indonesia and Cambodia, and they have grown increasingly authoritarian. Today, Timor-Leste remains the only fully free democracy in Southeast Asia, according to a research and advocacy group. So this is the summary that will give you a view of what ASEAN is. It is an intergovernmental organization of 10 Southeast Asian countries. Then the bloc's biggest success in recent years has been promoting economic integration among members. It also helped negotiate the RCEP, the world's largest free trade agreement. It is a regional comprehensive economic partnership, and it is a comprehensive free trade agreement being negotiated between 10 ASEAN member states and ASEAN's free trade agreement partners, that is Australia, China, India, Japan, Korea, and New Zealand. So this is RCEP. Myanmar's military takeover and China's claims in the South China Sea, which overlap with those of several ASEAN. So friends, this was ASEAN in a nutshell, and I hope you got some indication about ASEAN, and I would request you once again to please subscribe to my channel, and also I would like to share this video with others and like this video. Thank you so much.